Hi guys, James here. Thank you for coming to watch. It could get noisy today, is all I can say. I have the two most fantastic pedals plugged in to show you and compare against each other. If you've been on this channel much before, you'll know that I love Origin Effects pedals. And just yesterday I saw on Peach Guitars that they'd released a new one, which is called the MAGMA57. So it's based on the Magnatone 200 series amps, which I knew nothing about, I'll be very honest. But having done a bit of research, they looked like they were fantastic amps, and they could do really brilliant clean sounds all the way up to sort of crazy psychedelic stuff and pretty serious amps, to be honest with you. Now today I'm running through the Dr. Z MAGMA57 because that's the amp I was trying to play this thing on before I even got these pedals, or before I got this pedal. The other pedal today is the RevivalTrem, an absolute favourite of mine. Now what I'm trying to get here is this dirty, gritty, sort of, I don't know, not grungy, that's the wrong word, but just mean tone, and you know, almost like ZZ Top with a bit more hair on, if that's possible. Now, got out my number one today. You don't always see me playing this because I try and give a lot of variety to the channel, but this is perfect for this. So I thought instead of doing like a straight review, I'm going to talk you through what this pedal does, compare it to its brother, the RevivalTrem, by sort of talking about my train of thought as it comes to this pedal. So if I take the tuner off again, we're basically going for this sort of vibe. I mean, to be honest, with this guitar and the amp, it sounds pretty cool as it is. But let's switch on the RevivalTrem, because that's what I had to play with before I got this MAGMA57 today. So just so you know, I've got the drive and the tone full on. I've also got the tone stack in the MAGMA18 bypass. So you know, we're at a pretty boosty level here. That was a bit wild. I was just trying to match the MAGMA57, which has less drive in it. I mean, let's compare the two. Okay, so we're going to start with the drive full on and work backwards. Let's get back to the edge of breakup sounds, which is going to be difficult because already the amp is. Sounding fantastic. So let's start with the Origin Effects MAGMA57. I don't need to say Origin Effects, they're both Origin Effects. So the MAGMA57 on full drive, full tone, half output. Fantastic. And the RevivalTrem. Crazy. Let's try that. You see how there's a bit more brightness now in the RevivalTrem. Basically, there are two preamp settings, EQ 1 and 2. I had the MAGMA57 on 2, so I've just put the RevivalTrem on 2, and now they're going to be more similar. So lucky I found that at this point in the So that was the RevivalTrem. I'm going to pull the MAGMA57 down to 3 o'clock on the drive now, and let's see what happens. That is absolutely awesome. Already it sounds so good. try the Magma at about 1 o'clock now. RevivalTrem, 1 o'clock. I mean, they both just sound fantastic. I'm just about to do 12 o'clock. Man, honestly, you know, I really enjoy doing these sort of pedal videos. And I mean, so far I seem to have chosen generally just really good pedals anyway, because I mean, these are expensive. These Origin Effects pedals are super expensive. But sometimes some of them put more of a smile on your face, and that's both of these. But the MAGMA57 is really amazing. Right, one more. Let's go back to 10 o'clock. So Magma first. Just to remind you what it sounded like with just the amp. Yeah, it's a brand new amp for me. I got it yesterday and already absolutely loving it. It gets me that low gain. I'm going to call it low gain. It's not even medium gain. It's slightly above plexi when you set it up the way I have, where I've got the channel volume at about 2 o'clock, the master at about 11 o'clock, and I've got an attenuator set up, and then I bypass the tone stack. So it's pretty epic. Right, both these pedals are great for drive. Today I prefer the MAGMA57, but you know, it's new, so sometimes what's new to you just can be really interesting. Now we want to go mad on the tremolos. So also, excuse me today for the slightly lo-fi nature of this video. I just wanted to put this together quickly. It's a brand new pedal, so hopefully this will be out in a few days. And I'm just leaning over to press these because the cable setup was mental here today. If I showed it to you, just to move this around was a nightmare. So right, I'm going to have them set. Now, just to explain, the RevivalTrem is more of a tube bias tremolo pedal. And the MAGMA57 is a vibe pedal, so like a vibrato. It's got a different effect. It's not this pulsing tube effect, which I love. It's different, and it's got various blend settings. Basically, one of them is a standard vibe, one of them is more chorusy, and one of them is an out of phase vibe. And I'll quickly show you them all. So let's go for the standard vibe. I've got it set on crazy setting. That's full intensity, and about 11 o'clock on the speed. So Sounds like I'm trying to talk out underwater, basically, doesn't it? Right, now we'll go for the more chorusy effect. If I were to pull the intensity back sort of to 10 o'clock. And I've got the speed set at the ×3 setting to get it to this craziness. So if it's in number 1 times 1, and we put the intensity back on about 2 o'clock. That's brilliant. If you can't tell, absolutely loving this pedal. Okay, let's set the RevivalTrem up to a similar sort of a thing. You know, being that they're quite different effects, you know, they're not going to be the same, but let's give it a go. So now this is your tube bias type tremolo from the RevivalTrem. And if we go that ×3 to show you what it's like. So that was the RevivalTrem with the tremolo set to ×3 speed, the intensity on about 2 o'clock, and the speed at about 11 o'clock. So, you know, they're quite different from each other, actually. The RevivalTrem is more atmospheric, and the MAGMA57 has that more psychedelic-y, chorusy thing, but the gain sounds are similar, but just slightly different, and I'm loving both of them. Let me show you this strange out of phase. So we were on the chorus setting. I'd already shown you the middle setting. So now we're on the out of phase, ×2 on the multi-speed, otherwise 2 o'clock in the intensity and 10 o'clock on the speed. So much fun. Just putting it back in its normal setting. So yeah, it's got this weird out of phase quackiness, which you know, just sounds really cool. I think this pedal would be so good live because those sort of effects, I think they carry really well in a large space. That sort of vibe feeling, you know, it's that Hendrixy vibe, Woodstock vibe as they call it on the packaging here. Man, what a pedal. I mean, just with that drive, let's say 3/4 of the way up. It just completely messes with it, the vibe. Okay, so without the vibe on. Right, what if we clean up the amp, take off the tone stack bypass, and then see what the pedal does? Give me 1 second. Okay, so now I've got it quite a lot cleaner. Right, now we'll put it on. Same settings as before. Now with the vibe, I'm going to roll the tone back to 2 o'clock as well. Yeah, there we go. There's my simple little comparison between these 2 pedals. For the purpose that I want them, I think they're going to be absolutely fantastic. I already love the RevivalTrem. It's got that beefy Fender brown face sound with the creamy overdrive and that beautiful tube bias tremolo, which I love. But this new pedal opens up a whole world of things that I just didn't have at all in my arsenal. A vibe and a chorus, along with that really, really cool MAGMA57 sort of drive they put in there. I'm going to roll the tone back actually just for the last thing. Let's see what they mean by edge of breakup, shall we? Hard with this guitar. It always wants to go for it. Turn off the vibe for a sec. Let's just put the same setting on to the RevivalTrem, sorry. Back to the Magma. Gosh, gosh, I think the MAGMA57 might have pipped the RevivalTrem, which was up until now maybe my favourite pedal of all the pedals I've got. But this MAGMA57, it shapes the character of everything slightly differently. It's rolling off a bit of the top end. It's beefy enough. I love it. Yeah, if you haven't got one of these pedals and you were thinking about getting an Origin effects pedal apart from the compressor, so far the MAGMA57 beats the RevivalTrem and it beats the RevivalDrive, which I'm yet to do my main video about. That pedal is so complicated, but the sounds coming out of this MAGMA57, I don't know if you agree, sound really good. Right, well there we go. Exciting to have a great new pedal like that. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more reviews like this, actually maybe normally they're a bit more, I don't know, a bit less chaotic with me leaning down all the time. I should put it in front of my feet, which I often have done. I don't know what happened, but I hope you enjoyed that, and please subscribe if you liked it. Give this video a thumbs up. See you next time. Cheers.